You've been running on empty for so long that you forgot what full even feels like. And somewhere along the way you started believing that exhaustion was the same thing as being broken. That being tired meant you were weak. That needing rest was a character flaw instead of a human requirement. You look at everyone else and they seem fine. They seem to be handling it. They seem to have figured out some secret formula that you missed, and every single day you wake up wondering why you can't just be better. Why you can't just push through like everyone else apparently does. Why the simple act of existing feels like climbing a mountain with weights tied to your ankles. Here's what nobody told you. You're not failing, you're just carrying more than any human being was designed to carry. And you've been doing it for so long that you can't even remember what it feels like to put the weight down. You think you're lazy because you need 3 hours to recover from a simple conversation. You think you're inadequate because basic tasks feel impossible. You think you're weak because everyone else makes it look easy. But what if none of that is true? What if you're just so deeply, profoundly exhausted that your nervous system has been screaming for help and you've been interpreting that scream as personal failure? You can't remember the last time you felt excited about anything, and when something good happens, you immediately start waiting for the bad thing that's coming next because good things never just stay good, they always have a price. You feel guilty when you rest because rest feels like wasting time, and you feel guilty when you work because you're not working hard enough, and you feel guilty when you try to enjoy something because there's always something else you should be doing instead. You've been in survival mode for so long that you don't even recognize it anymore, you just think this is who you are. This constant state of bracing for impact, this permanent tension in your shoulders, this voice in your head that never stops cataloging everything you're doing wrong. You help everyone, you show up for everyone. You're the reliable one, the strong one, the one who has it together, but inside you're barely holding on. And you're terrified that if anyone knew how close you are to completely falling apart, they would finally see that you're a fraud. You don't know how to receive love without immediately calculating what you owe in return. You don't know how to accept help without feeling like a burden. You don't know how to be vulnerable without feeling like you're failing at being an adult. This didn't happen because you're weak. This happened because at some point in your life, probably when you were too young to even understand what was happening, you learned that your needs didn't matter as much as keeping things stable, keeping people happy, keeping yourself small and manageable and not too much trouble. Maybe nobody sat you down and told you that explicitly. Maybe it was just the way people reacted when you cried, or the way your feelings were dismissed as dramatic, or the way you learned that the only way to get any kind of positive attention was to be useful, to be good, to be the one who didn't need anything. So you built your entire identity around being the person who could handle it, who didn't complain, who didn't need help, who could absorb everyone else's chaos and still keep functioning. And now you're so good at it that nobody, including you, can see that you're drowning. You became an expert at reading rooms, at managing other people's emotions, at making yourself smaller so others could be bigger, and you did it so well that you forgot you were even doing it. You just thought this was normal. This was how life worked. This was the price of being loved or accepted or allowed to exist in peace. Here's the truth that's going to hurt before it helps. You've been treating yourself like a machine that's supposed to run forever without maintenance, and then wondering why you keep breaking down. Judging yourself for needing things that every single human being needs. Convincing yourself that rest is something you have to earn instead of something your body requires to stay alive. You're not broken because you're tired. You're tired because you've been running on stress hormones and willpower for years, maybe decades, and your body is finally sending you a bill that you can't ignore anymore. That feeling of failure isn't failure at all. It's your system trying to protect you, trying to force you to stop before you completely burn out, trying to save your life in the only way it knows how, which is by making it physically impossible for you to keep going at the same pace. The exhaustion isn't the problem, the exhaustion is the alarm. And you've been trying to silence the alarm instead of addressing the fire. You can start changing this right now, not by adding more things to your list, not by trying harder, not by following some productivity system or morning routine that's supposed to fix everything, but by doing something that might feel impossible at first. Stop treating rest like something you have to earn and start treating it like the foundation of everything else. Pick one thing, just one thing, that you're going to stop apologizing for needing, whether that's sleep or silence, or saying no to things you don't have energy for, or spending time doing absolutely nothing productive without spiraling into guilt about it. Your nervous system needs to learn that it's safe to stop running, that rest doesn't mean disaster is coming, that you can put the weight down even just for a moment, and the world will not end. Start noticing the voice that tells you you're not doing enough, and instead of believing it, just acknowledge that it's there, that it's been trying to protect you by keeping you vigilant, but it doesn't actually know the difference between real danger and just being tired. You don't have to fix everything at once. You don't have to become a different person overnight. You just have to stop punishing yourself for being human. Stop comparing your exhausted self to everyone else's highlight reel. Stop believing that needing help or rest or gentleness means you failed. You've been surviving for so long that you forgot survival isn't the same as living, and now your body is begging you to remember the difference, to stop just getting through each day and start actually inhabiting your own life. The exhaustion you feel isn't proof that you're not enough. It's proof that you've been carrying too much for too long, and the fact that you're still here, still trying, still looking for answers, even when everything feels impossible, that's not weakness. That's the kind of strength that nobody talks about because it doesn't look heroic. It just looks like getting up one more time when you do know how you're still standing. You're not failing. You never were failing. You're just exhausted. And exhaustion isn't a moral failing. It's not a character flaw. It's not evidence that you're broken beyond repair. It's just your body telling you the truth that everyone around you was too uncomfortable to say. You've been doing too much, for too long, with too little support. And it's okay to finally admit that you can't keep going like this. Rest isn't giving up. Rest is how you survive long enough to actually live.